Hello everyone, how you folks doing? My name is Armando. In this video, I'll be talking about Jonah Kuhio Kalanianaole. Okay, so let's get started. Jonah Kuhio Kalanianaole was a prince of the Kingdom of Hawaii until it was overthrown by a coalition of American and European businessmen in 1893. He later went on to become a representative in the territory of Hawaii as a delegate to the United States Congress. Okay, now as such, he is the only royal-born member in Congress. Kuhio was often called Keali'i Maka'ainana, Prince of the People, and is well known for his efforts to preserve and strengthen the Hawaiian people. Now let's talk about his early life. Kalanianaole was born March 26, 1871 in Kukui'ula, Koloa on the island of Kauai. Like many ali'i Hawaiian nobility, his genealogy was complex, but he was an heir of Kaumo'ali'i, the last ruling chief of Kauai. He was named after his maternal grandfather, Kuhio Kalanianaole, a high chief of Hilo, and his paternal grandfather, Jonah Kuhio, a high chief of Kauai. His Hawaiian name, Kuhio, translated into chief, who leaned forward as he stood, and Kalanianaole meant ambitious chief, or chief who is never satisfied. Okay? Now let's talk about his education. He attended St. Albans College, which is now Iolani School, and Oahu College, which is now Punahou School, in Honolulu on the island of Oahu. In the 1870s, a French school teacher at St. Albans commented on how the young man's eyes twinkled merrily and how he kept a perpetual smile. "He is so cute, just like the pictures of the little Cupid," the teacher Pierre Jones said. The nickname Prince Cupid stuck with Prince Kuhio for the rest of his life. Okay? Now, after completing his basic education, he traveled abroad for further study. His uncle, King Kalakaua, pushed for future Hawaiian leaders to attain a broader education with his 1880 Hawaiian Youths Abroad program. The Hawaiian government sent Kuhio and his two brothers, Kawananakoa and Kali'iahonui, to attend St. Matthew's School in San Mateo, California in 1885. Kali'iahonui died in 1887 while at home from school. Okay, now, in 1890, Kuhio and Kawananakoa were sent to attend schools in the United Kingdom. This came a year after their cousin, Kaiulani, was also sent to England for school. He studied at the Royal Agricultural College in England before graduating from business school in England. He was described as an excellent marksman and athlete at sports such as football and cycling. Okay, let's talk about the surfing. While attending school in San Mateo, Kuhio and his brothers surfed the Pacific seashore at Santa Cruz. The brothers demonstrated the Hawaiian sport of board surfing to the locals. becoming the first California surfers in 1885. In September 1890, Kalanianaole and Kuhio became the first surfers in the British Isles and taught their English tutor, John Wrightson, to surf on the beaches of Bridlington in northern England. Okay. Now, let's talk about Prince of the Kalakaua dynasty. After the rule of the House of Kamehameha ended with the death of King Kamehameha V in 1872, and King Lunalilo died in 1874, the House of Kalakaua ascended to the throne of the Kingdom of Hawaii. He became an orphan after his father died in 1878 and mother in 1884. Kalanianaole was adopted by King David Kalakaua's wife, Queen Kapiolani, who was his maternal aunt. This practice was called hanai, a traditional form of adoption widely used in ancient Hawaii, which made Kalanianaole a prince of the kingdom. After Kalakaua's death in 1891, Liliuokalani became queen, and she continued to favor Kalanianaole. Now, he worked in a minor position within the Department of Interior and Customs Office. However, in 1893, the overthrow of the Kingdom of Hawaii put in power first a provisional government of Hawaii and then a republic with no role for the monarchs. Okay? Now let's talk about the post-overthrow activities. At age 24, he participated in the 1895 Wilcox Rebellion against the Republic of Hawaii, and I have a separate video on that, talking about the Wilcox Rebellions. The rebels proved no match for the Republic troops and police, and shortly after hostilities began, all those involved in the rebellion were routed and captured. Kuhio was sentenced to a year in prison, while others were charged with treason and sentenced to execution, commuted to imprisonment. Kuhio served his full term. His fiancée Elizabeth Kahanu Kalanianaole visited him daily. And actually, Liliuokalani abdicated the throne to save the lives of those 6 people actually who were going to be sentenced to execution. Now, in 1898, the United States illegally annexed Hawaii, and the territory of Hawaii was formed in 1900. His cousin, Princess Kaiulani, and his aunt, Queen Dowager Kapiolani, who left their properties to Kuhio and his brother, died in 1899. In responses to these personal losses, Kuhio and his wife left Hawaii from March 1900 to September 1901, and they traveled widely in the United States and Europe, where they were treated as royalty. He traveled to South Africa, where he was either enlisted in the British Army or accompanied the army as an observer in the Second Boer War. Okay. Let's talk about from prince to statesman. Big change in his life. Kuhio returned from his self-imposed exile to take part in politics. He became active in the Home Rule Party of Hawaii, which represented Native Hawaiians and continued for Hawaiian independence. Okay. Now, on July 10, 1902, Prince Kuhio split from the Home Rule Party, walking out of its convention, along with nearly half of the other delegates. He formed the short-lived Hui Ko'oko'a Party. However, by September 1st, 1902, Kuhio decided to join the Republican Party and was nominated as their candidate for Congress. and dramatically altered the political landscape. Kuhio was elected delegate to U.S. Congress as a Republican. Okay. Now, Kuhio circulated a letter to senators in 1920 that is descriptive of his thinking. After extensive investigation and survey on the parts of various organizations organized for the purpose of rehabilitating the race, it was found that the only method in which to rehabilitate the race was to place them back upon the soil. Okay, now, he served from March 4th, 1903 until his death, winning a total of 10 elections. During this time, he instituted local government at the county level, creating the county system that still survives in Hawaii today. He staffed the resulting civil service positions with Hawaiian appointees. This move combined the political patronage system of 19th century American politics with the traditional Hawaiian chiefly role of beneficent delegation of authority to trusted retainers. Okay? Now, in 1903, Kuhio reorganized the Royal Order of Kamehameha I, which held the first observance of the Kamehameha Day holiday in 1904. And I have a friend who's in that Royal Order of Kamehameha. His name is Chuck Tilton. He was a founder of the First Hawaiian Civic Club on December 7th, 1918. He helped organize a centenary celebration of the death of Kamehameha I in 1919. Okay. In 1919, Kuhio introduced in Congress the first ever Hawaii Statehood Act. 40 years passed before it came to fruition. Talk about women's suffrage. In 1915, political parties in the territory asked Kuhio to bring a bill to the U.S. Congress that requested the right for the territorial legislature to rule on women's suffrage. The Organic Act, which established the territory of Hawaii and specifically forbade the territorial legislature from granting suffrage on the local level, contrary to the federal constitution. Kuhio received no attention from Congress on the matter, but brought the issue forward again in 1916. Okay? 1917, Kuhio brought another bill to the United States Congress that was put forward by Senator John F. Schaffer's. The bill would allow the territory of Hawaii to decide suffrage. In 1918, New England suffragist Elmira Hollander Pittman, who was married to the son of Hawaiian chiefess Kino'ole'oleliha, helped successfully advocate for the passage of that bill. Pittman used her political contacts to help Kuhio, and the bill was enacted in June of 1918. Okay? Now, after the revision to the Organic Act, the Hawaiian legislature debated allowing women's suffrage from 1919 to 1920. The issue became deadlocked due to disagreement between the Hawaii Territorial Senate and the Hawaii Territorial House about whether the bill would take effect in the primary election of 1919 or 1920, and whether a referendum should decide the issue. Local legislation never passed because the following year, Congress passed the Suffrage Granting 19th Amendment, which allowed women to vote. Okay, now talk about the Hawaiian Homes Commission Act of 1921. And this is his really signature act that he was involved in. During this period, the Hawaiian Homes Commission Act of 1921 was enacted. Despite Kuhio's wishes, the act required that recipients verify blood quantum requirements, the degree to which their ancestors were native Hawaiian, and leased land instead of granting fee simple ownership, creating a perpetual government institution. This act and those that follow remain controversial in Hawaiian politics and were used to justify more recent legislation such as the Okaka Bill. Kuhio served on the first Hawaiian Homes Commission starting on September 16, 1921. Okay, he was instrumental in that. Now, his death and funeral. Okay. Kuhio died on January 17, 1922. His body was interred near his royal family at the Royal Mausoleum known as Mauna Ala in Nuuanu on the island of Oahu. His widow Kahanu used her own funds, later reimbursed by the territorial government, to renovate the chapel at the mausoleum in his honor. Now his personal life. In 1888, Kalakaua sent Kuhio to Japan, where he was a guest of the Japanese government. He had wished that Kuhio would marry a Japanese princess, but this political alliance never materialized, okay? Now, also in January 29th of 1894, when Princess Kaiulani was 19, Liliuokalani wrote asking her to consider marrying either Prince David Kauananakoa, Prince Jonah Kuhio Kalanianaole, or an unnamed Japanese prince, and studying in England. And she reminded her, it is the wish of the people that you should marry one or the other of the princesses, that we may have more eli'is. There are no other eli'is who they look to except Prince David or his brother, who would be eligible to the throne. It took 5 months for Kaiulani to respond to Liliuokalani's suggestion. In a June 22, 1894 letter, Kaiulani asserted that she would prefer to marry for love unless it was necessary, stating, "I feel it would be wrong if I married a man I did not love." Okay, that's what she wrote. Now the legacy. Okay, and there's quite a bit. He's really well known in Hawaii. You know, Kuhio, there's a Kuhio Avenue, is memorialized by streets, beaches, and surf breaks. Kuhio Beach Park in Poipu near his birthplace, and the Prince Kuhio Plaza Shopping Center, and the Prince Kuhio Federal Building, named in his honor. Okay, so a lot of places named after him. Prince Kuhio Day on March 26 is a state holiday that honors Kuhio's birth, and 2 of Hawaii's public schools also honor him. The Prince Jonah Kuhio Elementary School in Honolulu, and Prince Jonah Kuhio Kalanianaole Elementary, an intermediate school in Papaiakio, Hawaii, near Hilo on the island of Hawaii. Okay, so he's really honored in Hawaii because he did a lot for the Hawaiian people. He's well remembered, and you know, people of Hawaii owe a lot to him for what he's done for the people of Hawaii. Well, folks, that's the story of the Prince Jonah Kuhio and his celebration of his birthday is coming up very soon. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and mahalo for watching, and ahui ho.